Hey, what's up, everybody? Cosmos Joe here, making a YouTube video today about Neutron. And I think Neutron is probably the most interesting blockchain that I've encountered in a very long time. I'm going to do this video completely unscripted. It'll have a live streamy kind of feel. And I want to not only explain why I think it's interesting, I want to give you an overview of why it's important to the Cosmos ecosystem, where it sits in the Cosmos ecosystem, some of the apps that are already on the chain that we could go ahead and use, and also some news. What's coming? How is this blockchain building out as a complete DeFi platform? I'll also talk a little bit about what I think Neutron needs to do to really become a powerhouse, not only in the Cosmos ecosystem, but DeFi in general. This video is brought to you by the Atom Accelerator DAO. I have a grant to do content for them, but this video is something that's going to reflect a lot of my own opinions. So be aware, I'm a little bit biased towards Cosmos, Cosmos Joe, Cosmos DeFi, obviously. And I really hope to get across why Neutron is important, why it's interesting. So if you're one of those people who has been typing into YouTube, what is Neutron? What is Cosmos? When atom price go up? When neutron price go up? This video will be for you. And hopefully I do a good job. Let me know down in the comments if you still have questions. I respond to my comments. And also let me know down below if I missed anything and I'll make sure I hit it next time. Here's the Neutron website. It's neutron.org. And it's important to give a little bit of background without boring you to death about Neutron. Neutron is a blockchain in Cosmos, right? Cosmos, Atom token. Think Atom token when you hear Cosmos. It is actually a blockchain that uses Cosmos for security. Cosmos does not have smart contracts. There are no applications on the chain. Neutron is that application network for Cosmos. Here's a graphic that I made on a previous video about the Atom Economic Zone. What is the Atom Economic Zone? Well, it refers loosely to the blockchains that are connected to it for shared security. And Neutron shares security with Cosmos Hub. It uses the Cosmos Hub for security. And the way to think about the Cosmos Hub is kind of like a solar system where Cosmos is the sun, and then the other planets very close to it getting their energy from the sun, right? Neutron is one of those planets. It's getting security from the hub. And what I think is important here is that while these other chains are taking security from the hub, using it for security, they provide something back to the hub. And when I say the hub, I mean Cosmos, the Atom stakers that provide this security. Hopefully that wasn't too technical, but you still get the idea that Neutron is very important for Atom and vice versa. Now, I am very interested in Neutron. I don't have any Neutron tokens. I'm an American. I'm not supposed to buy them, so I don't. But I do have a big interest in the applications building on Neutron and the tokens associated with those projects. So let's just look at what's on Neutron right now, as well as what's coming down the road. Here's mintscan.io. This is the block explorer plus some other analytical pages for the various blockchains that make up the Cosmos ecosystem. And let's take a look. Let's take a look. Astroport. I've done videos involving Astroport before. It's a DEX. It's a DEX that actually exists on 4 different blockchains, one of them being Neutron. This is where you would go to trade tokens. Astroport originally came from Terra. Now they have this kind of outpost here on Neutron, and I do own the Astro token. And something I should mention, I said earlier that I can't buy the Neutron token, or I'm not supposed to. So how do I pay gas on this chain? Well, within the wallet, you could select different gas tokens. So if I have Atom, I use the Atom token. If I have USDC, I use that as my gas token. It's pretty convenient. You could use anything on this chain without ever touching that Neutron token, that NTRN token. But if you do have the token, you could participate in governance here. And in the future, I envision a world where not every chain, consumer chain using Cosmos for security has its own token, but Neutron does. And Neutron actually did give a bunch of those tokens to the Atom holders. It sits in a treasury to be deployed by Atom governance. So there's that. You could see here's Lido. Lido's liquid staking protocol. This is actually coming soon to Neutron, and I'll show you a tweet hinting at that. So we could assume that it's very soon. But look, here's a lending protocol called Red Bank, right? It's designed by Mars. Mars is a lending protocol that exists on Osmosis. Now we've got one here on Neutron. Apollo DAO, another team that came from Terra. And I just did a space with them along with a couple of other builders on Neutron. And Apollo DAO has these vaults that could optimize DeFi yields. You deposit some tokens, you earn some kind of yield in return. And they're based on various strategies. They have their own token as well. And you could hear more about that from the space. I'll link it down below, but I will be doing content with Apollo DAO very soon. Here's Craft. This is a live NFT marketplace on Neutron. I do think they have some work to do. We'll talk about that later. But we have the beginnings of an NFT ecosystem building on Neutron right now. Here's one of my favorites, Nolus. Nolus is a DeFi lease protocol where you could put down collateral and get some leverage to take a long position on tokens that you're bullish on. Right now, if you use the Neutron token as your collateral, there's 0% interest on that position. TFM, here's an aggregator. This is where you could optimize some trades and also get a professional trading terminal on Neutron. Eclipse is an interchain token launchpad, helps tokens uh, from their start get off to a fair distribution and give people the opportunity to get in early. I've covered other types of launches. Here's another one that I'm sure I'll cover at some point. I am interested on how these tokens get launched. Very interested. So this is Eclipse. And then here's P-Stake coming from the Persistence team. They provide liquid staking solutions as well. And you could earn yields while also participating in DeFi with these liquid staking solutions. So let's get to the alpha. This is Spade, one of the core contributors, co-founders. I've done I've done content before on Neutron and actually interviewed Spade. I'll link that down below. He gives some good insights as to the operations of the chain and where they intend to go in 2024. But he's got this little water drop as his tweet. This is hinting at the Lido liquid staking that should be going live soon. Here's the Isaac Finance website, and it's basically a trading assistant for Cosmos. It says you could easily trade any token on Neutron, Injective, Say, and Terra. Those are the chains where Astroport is based. So it looks like they're going to use Astroport to do trades, and 100% of the fees are going towards buying Newt, which is started off as a meme token, and it looks like it's going to take off as it's integrated in this actual application that people can use. Something else that Neutron has going for it is this grants program. They award grants to teams that are building useful products that will launch on the chain or enhance what's already on the chain. And I'll link this tweet down below. You can check out the different teams that did get grants. Amulet Finance is an interesting one. They were on my space recently, and it says it's a self-repaying loan platform for the AEZ. That means it's going to be another lending option on Neutron. AEZ again refers to that Atom economic zone. All these apps, in my opinion, are extremely bullish for Cosmos, for Atom, and of course for Neutron. You're probably watching this video saying, Joe, this is a bull market. I want to know about the token. I want to know about the token price. Should I buy it? Should I not buy it? Well, that's up to you to decide, but it is number 159 on CoinGecko. Price has had some positive momentum. Looks like with one big pullback and one short pullback, it's basically at a 5x or a 6x from the lows of October, November. But we are looking at a market cap of over 400 million. Fully diluted valuation is about 1.6 billion. So roughly a third to 40% of the tokens are in circulation. Now, if you're interested in that, got about 6 million in trading volume. And I'll link CoinGecko down below so you could check out some stats if you want. So what else can I say about Neutron? I already talked about its place in the cosmos. I think it holds a very important, prominent place in cosmos. It's closely connected to the atom stakers since it is secured by that chain, but it's also connected by IBC to all the other Cosmos chains. If I want to move tokens from Kajira or Injective or Osmosis to Neutron, I can do that through IBC, which is the interoperability protocol that Cosmos has perfected. But there are still some opportunities and possibly some challenges ahead for Neutron. Let me talk about those and then we'll wrap this video up. Number one, I think that Neutron needs more special attention from Cosmos itself. Cosmos has a big treasury. It occasionally gets spent for different things. They call it a community pool. Well, Neutron is the application community and the app user community. I think the Cosmos validator set needs to deploy some capital into Neutron when there are opportunities. I'm not saying they just need to put them on a gravy train, but we recently saw the Cosmos Hub send a bunch of liquidity to Osmosis. Osmosis is a competitor to Neutron. This is counterproductive to an extent. Now, I'm not saying there are no partnerships that could exist between Neutron and Osmosis, but Astroport is a DEX on Neutron. Osmosis is the DEX on its own chain. We need to see Neutron and the apps on Neutron getting some competitive advantage. Otherwise, they might not be able to benefit the atom stakers as much as they ordinarily would have. Not only is Neutron competing with Osmosis directly, they're competing with every other DeFi platform, especially Cosm chains, right? It's not only Juno, we have Archway, we have Migaloo, there's Luna, there's Wawa. All these different chains are competing for developers, builders, users, apps, and all that. Again, Neutron needs a competitive advantage. I think being closely connected to Cosmos, right? The Atom token, this token's being pushed as interchain money. Well, let's give Neutron a competitive advantage. Why should builders go to Neutron? And not only that, why should other consumer chains onboard onto Cosmos and become part of the Atom economic zone? Well, if Neutron succeeds, I think that it will get the attention of other chains who might want to become consumer chains one day. Finally, I mentioned that there was a Craft, the NFT marketplace on Neutron. They need to do something to distinguish themselves because there already are established NFT platforms in Cosmos. Stargaze is becoming a powerhouse. Omniflix has so many unique features for creators and users. It's very hard to compete with them. And of course, there are others. What do I think Craft needs to do? Well, I mentioned that IBC is this interoperability protocol. You could also migrate NFTs. I would love to see a collection mint on another chain like Stargaze and then give people incentives to migrate that collection over to Neutron and give them special perks on the platform. Give them um, some kind of bonus for holding that NFT and trading on Astroport, give them some kind of incentive to borrow on the lending protocols that exist, give them special privileges when it comes to liquid staking. And there are multiple liquid staking products. So those are just a couple of opportunities that I've been thinking about. In the end, I think Neutron's in a great position, but I think to capitalize on all of it, it's going to take some coordination. It's going to take a push from the Cosmos Hub, right? Put the Atom token to work in the Atom economic zone, limit the amount of funding and liquidity that's going out to these other chains unless somehow it is going to clearly benefit the Atom economic zone. This time next year, I hope we're talking about multiple Neutron type platforms closely associated to the Cosmos Hub that are powerhouses in DeFi, NFTs, and all that. Thanks for watching this far into the video. It was the best I could do off script. Again, if I forgot something, comment down below. I respond to all my comments, critics, whatever you got for me. And please like, share, subscribe. It always helps the content creators out.